It's the most one-eyed podcast.
It's what we're here to do.
is.
There is only one side in this competition. It's game changing.
It's absolutely game-changing,
Exactly.
Deeble. Riddle me that now. Riddle me that, Deeble. Do you remember?
It's what we're here to
This is True Blood's number one independent Sydney Swans fan podcast in the home studio today to review the disappointment that happened in Cranbourne, the preview, the must-win game against the Weagles, and everything else about our Swannies girls. I am joined, as always, by the man who is as tired as I am. It is Alex Donnelly. Alex, how's it going?
Oh man, I'm glad I've got the Swans to distract me from my troubles in life, but then it also reminds me of the pain in my life right now, which includes
Yep.
driving to Cranbourne and watching losses. But I'm running on not much sleep over the last weekend. If anyone knows what I do for a living, it's a very, very busy time at the moment. Add in, I couldn't sleep Saturday night, so I was awake at 3 a.m. I'm like, you know what, stuff it. I'm going to watch Arsenal's game live at 3 a.m. So I'm in a great spot right now. This could go anywhere.
Yeah, the feeling is mutual. Work is chaos, and if people who watch on YouTube can see, I keep being in different locations. So I've been at my mate's place for the past couple of weeks, and
Oh yeah,
and
that's you.
everything. This is the third time I've been here, and this is the last time, this last episode that I'll be here. But obviously life is chaos. But we have the girls to also disappoint us. Woo!
Oh,
So, Alex, you did make the 90-minute drive out to Cranbourne on
God.
Saturday, as did Dees.
he did.
How was, look, before we talk about what happened on the field, how was the vibes out in not Melbourne?
So yeah, it is a ball ache to get to because you've actually got to drive through Cranbourne to get there as well. I will say it is a very lovely setup. It is a nice oval. It is a nice setup.
Yeah.
It wasn't windy or cold, so that was
That's
actually
nice.
a nice surprise. It was the first time it hasn't rained since I've been through that part of the area in about 3 years. So I'm very happy for that. So thank you. But yeah, good activations, good setups, good crowd. Like I saw some of my fiance. I saw my fiance's nieces as I was walking in with their dad.
Cute, cute.
Also named Alex, funnily enough. But yeah, walked through, saw them. But it's from what they all tell me because they live down near Frankston. It's the only access they get to AFLW other than games at Kinetic Stadium. So from that perspective, I can understand. I
Yeah.
haven't looked up the crowd number, but it felt like it was probably a fairly big one because there was a lot of Swans fans at the ground.
Yes. So they on TV, they did like obviously scans of the stadium, and it was very clear that there was more red and white there than red and blue, and you could hear it on the coverage. But as I was messaging you, I was like, it is
Yeah.
a shame it is so far away because it does look like a nice oval. It
Two
looks
and a
like a
half
good setup.
thousand.
That's pretty good. It's pretty
Yeah.
pretty solid for two teams that aren't from the area, if you are going to be serious about it. But yeah, it looked good on TV.
Well, it's
You know
above
what
the
didn't look good
average.
on TV?
The footy.
The footy.
All the camera
That the
work.
Swans played. The
How was the
camera
camera
work
work?
was interesting. It was similar to which game was it?
Geelong.
I don't remember. One of the locations the camera is not on the halfway mark.
Yeah.
And
Utah's.
Utah's, yeah, it was very a lot of similarities between the North game and this game,
Yeah.
to be completely honest. Yeah,
So
the camera work was bizarre, but
the biggest issue at the ground was so where we were, if you're watching the footy, to the right of screen on basically the 50-meter mark around there is where we were. It's where we stood all day. Cremator made it down there. Nicola and her mother made it down there. There was a fair few True Bloods fans through there running through. So shout out to everyone that came along. But yeah, we were standing there. The big screen camera work, it was fucking useless. Like you could not tell.
okay.
I didn't realize Ruby Sargent Wilson had kicked the goal till I saw the replay and I could just make out the number 6 on her back.
yeah, okay.
So it's good ground to watch footy. I got a great view of Kate Hoare's amazing goal.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. It's not. They need to up that for the fan perspective, I guess, for when you're there, because when you're trying to sort of see a replay of what's happened and you can't tell what's happening on the replay, like, maybe you need to zoom in a little bit there, guys. But
Yeah.
overall, apart from the drive, it is a very nice setup. But I just still don't understand the Melbourne Demons playing in Cranbourne. I understand they get money from the government, but you
Yeah.
can't do it.
I wonder even if I said this to you when as you were driving out there, I think that they should be going in halves or something with the Tigers and taking claim to some of Punt Road because they're obviously redoing Punt Road at the moment and making it more have a larger attendance cap. I
Yeah,
can't
there's
think of
there's
it.
there's nothing there at the moment. Like
Yeah,
they have
they've
knocked
knocked
the
everything
old stand
down.
down, except for the obviously the Swinburne Centre where they work out
Yeah,
and everything. But yeah, it's all been knocked down in the last few weeks. But they should do the same at Icon Park. They should make the Icon Park a hub for women's footy in
yeah,
Australia because if you knock down that old stadium and you put a grandstand in there, yeah, you can probably have like a 20,000 seat stadium would be nice for the W because you can only fit 12 in there at the moment. But if
yeah.
you added in another stand where you can fit 5 or 6 people in there, even if it is 18,000, that's still good because it's like you
Mm,
can put your fixture marquee games on a Friday night during the year there and get a big
yes,
crowd.
yeah,
And
and
it's in the middle of
you know.
Melbourne and it's near
It's
public
in the middle of
transport.
the Melb, exactly right. And then you don't have the issue where you have two games clashing because those two games need to be on Saturday and neither of those stadiums have lights. So
Oh yeah.
what the rumor was about why the Freo GWS game and the North Adelaide game clashed and there was no game on after it until 7 p.m.
But it's
I
daylight
thought it was horse
savings.
racing, but
No,
I
no,
don't
no,
know.
no, no. The main race is in Melbourne on Saturday. With Caulfield Cup was at 4:45, 5 o'clock, and the Everest was at 4:15 in Sydney.
Well,
So
that's when there wasn't a game on. So
yeah, it would put it this way: the AFL doesn't care about horse racing,
Well, it was
and
more
horse
Channel
racing.
7 hadn't had a game that day. And so to have
Okay.
the 7 game was what I was more thinking of. Can you tell that we don't really want to talk about this game because it was such a hard one?
Well, no, there's just little things that sort of come into it, but also yeah, Channel 7 is not going to put on anything else on Caulfield Cup and
That's
Everest Day.
exactly what
It's
so that's
there
what
was
my thought
52,000
about it
people at
was.
Ram Week and there was 30 odd thousand at Caulfield and it was one of the
Yeah.
highest rated television days ever. So what I do with my job, I had 128% year on year weekly average increase from last year
Mm.
this year. So that shows you how big this week was, and
Yeah.
which is why I kind of get it. If you play games at 1 o'clock and 7 o'clock, it makes sense. But it's daylight
Yes.
savings in Melbourne. You can play a game at 4 o'clock. It's done by 6. It's still going to be sunny.
Yeah, it was all bizarre. It was all like yeah, I don't know. It was like they forgot daylight savings had started, but like it was like
Ha!
Freo in we're in Sydney, they had to fly back. Um
Yeah, that's true.
Probably the same with Adelaide as well. They would have had to fly back
Oh,
from
they're
but
in
anyway.
Melbourne.
Anyway,
We're going
it
to
was a
talk
whole
about this
thing.
game.
But yes, we do need to talk about this loss. And as the first note that I've written here, it was basically exactly the same as the North game, which is very disappointing to see because Melbourne are nowhere near as good as North. I think that they are now very clearly in my mind the second best team in the competition, but
They're
they are
going to get
not
smashed. They're going to get
nearly.
smashed.
They're going to get smashed by North. It's like North, the space between here to the moon Melbourne,
Yeah.
Brisbane. Like there's so much clear air between the best and the second best team. But I didn't have a second best team coming into this game after watching Melbourne play. They are clearly the second best team in my eyes. They played so well and we didn't. And
Yeah.
it was we started really well and we probably could have I think been leading in quarter time again, similar to
We
the
did,
North
didn't we?
game.
Swear to God,
We
we
might have
did.
actually, yeah,
We
we
were in
were
front.
leading. Yeah. And I think we let in a drunk time goal from memory.
God bless the
Um,
junk. Yeah, Holly Cooper had that set shot that she kicked with about a minute to go.
yeah.
Good set
So
shot, by the way.
yes, that was probably the only one of the day.
Yeah, because we had Cynthia's amazing snap to kick off the day. The vibes were up. We were great.
Yeah,
RSW running into the open goal threw some good play there. But yeah, there's the goals, guys. They all happened in the
that's
first quarter.
pretty much it.
It
Yeah.
was yeah, like you said, it was just like the North game where really good in the first quarter. Deservedly in front. We were clearly the better team. Our pressure was up. We were
Yeah.
making the right decisions. The chaos ball into the forward line without Chloe was working. We were outworking them, and it was there was a bit of headless chicken do about it, but with
Mhm.
also a bit of there was some refinement to it. And then the D sort of picked up on what we were doing and just like, well, if we bring pressure, they'll start coughing it up. And that was basically the change. Quarters 2 and 3, very similar to the North game. Really disappointing. Wrong options with the footy once again. Couldn't handle the pressure. I did think, unlike the North game, though, we did try to stick to the game plan a little bit more, which was
Yep.
better. So it shows that when the pressure went on, we weren't going to throw the toys out of the cot. We just, unfortunately, played completely terribly in those second and third quarters. Like,
Yeah.
you have a look at the stats and just have a look at sort of the pressure and the matchups that we got wrong, where some of their goals, like, so the main thing I want to talk about is, so they kicked what, 9 goals on the day? Six of them were from 10 meters out. Two of
Hmm.
them were genuine flukes. So you when you
And
have
I,
when you see things like that, you can stop those things on a good day. Taylor Harris, kicking a goal because there's been a dropped handball and someone just slapped it over to her. When I think it was Rigoni kicked her goals, Kate Hoare has a snap and it just falls into her hands at top of the goal square. Eden Zanker just killed Brandon Tarrant, absolutely killed her. So took some
yeah.
really good marks. So I'm not calling them flukes, but then you have one of Zanker's goals from the boundary and Kate Hoare. Kate Hoare's gone from the boundary. Dees and I like, she's gonna, as soon as she picked it up and did the little step inside, like, she's gonna kick this. And it was really cool, just really annoying that it
Yeah.
happened. But there's six of their goals that you're just like,
And
shit.
then three of them came from bad umpiring decisions, which I'm not going to get into the umpiring in
No,
this
we
game
can't.
because it didn't matter. It didn't matter in the end. It was
There
not
was a
worth
throw. There was a throw that
throw that
we
led
could
to a
see.
goal. Yeah, and
Uh,
there was two others which I was whinging about when they happened, and those were in the second quarter, so that's why it was more frustrating.
yeah.
Once they very much were in the lead after halftime, I just stopped caring about the umpiring. I was like, it is what it is. You're gonna have bad umpiring days. It's fine.
Yeah, there
We
was
were not
probably
playing well enough to complain about that.
Yeah, there was probably one or two decisions that we thought during the day were egregious, and then there was one that went our way that was Alice Mitchell genuinely sidestepped over the boundary line at one point. It was hilarious. Well, oh, that's deliberate, and they
There
didn't
was
play it. We're just like, oh, that's great.
Yeah, Holly Cooper was taken high at one point, and
Yeah,
there was another one where we very clearly tackled them.
yeah.
It was not paid, and then Tanya, with 2 seconds of getting the board, is tackled and called.
That
That
happened right in
that
front
those
of us.
ones I cannot stand.
Yeah,
Those are my least favorite umpiring decisions. It's like, no, you got to pay both or don't pay either.
yeah.
Those are ones I can't stand. But anyway, let's not get into the umpiring because again, it didn't matter. We didn't play well enough for it to make an impact.
And shout out if you heard me on the crowd mic because I watched the replay this afternoon and I clearly heard my voice at one point.
There was
As
some guy sitting next to the crowd, Mike. I don't think it was you, but every time it could have been you, honestly.
Oh, there was a few. There was a few that were genuinely me. There was one that happened. I think it was in the second quarter because Lockie McCurdy messaged me as well. He's like, "Are you standing next to the crowd, Mike?" I'm like, "I
It
don't
must
know
have been you.
why."
I didn't think
And
it sounded like
and I was
you.
just like, I went, "Oh, come on!" at one point, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that was me," because I was holding the ball against LG in the second quarter, and that was clearly me.
Well, we'll see if we can get the clip of it and we'll play it. We'll post it somewhere or something. I don't
It's
know.
on. It's on
But
KO. It's on KO in the
in
mini if you want to
mini,
watch it
yeah.
in the Holly
Um,
Cooper.
but look, the game really was won and lost in the clearance battle. Which is so disappointing because that was the area we improved on so much last week, and for it to all fall apart in this game is very upsetting.
Well, we got belted at stoppage. That was the
Yeah,
thing.
like Ali, I'm sorry, I don't know what happened. You were the probably the second best on ground last week to go basically unnoticeable in this game. Like that was
She
what
had 18 touches and she took 5 marks. Like that
yeah, because
was
they stopped putting her in the middle
yeah, an equal
because
highest on
she
the
was
ground. She took five
yeah,
marks.
because she was sorry, I should say her actual ruck work was unnoticeable. She did other stuff around the
Oh
ground,
yeah,
which
she got
always
killed.
does.
She got
She
killed
got
in the ruck.
killed,
Yeah,
and that's really where I think you can point to this game because we could not get the ball out of
get beaten by Lauren Pearce.
we
She's
could not get the ball
77 years
anywhere
old.
from a center clearance.
Yeah,
And I don't know. It's just it was really disappointing to see in particular because we improved so much on that area last week. And for to be lows in the midfield, it's well, I'd say we listen to forward more so than the midfield, but for it to come from the midfield most to start with is kind of annoying because we have such a good midfield. And I know Chloe wasn't there and I know Soph's not there, but that's the area that we have always prided ourselves on and
and
really
the
firmed
D's
up.
don't have their best team either, so we
No,
can't say it's a lack of depth thing. It's like, well,
no.
the D's have a few out.
Yeah. And so for us to lose it in the midfield, whereas that is the key pillar we've built our team around is our midfield, is kind of disappointing to see because that's the area I always expect to turn up, and they didn't.
I need to go back to our messages through the game because I'm remembering it like I've watched it back, but I'm like it was very. I've watched it back and my brain just isn't working.
Yeah.
I did enjoy actually one of my favorite parts was in the first quarter, Jazz Grierson, and I'm just going completely off topic because this is the type of game
No,
I
it's
can.
fine. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Jazz Grierson, Jazz Grierson was yelling at Zippy to come off for a rotation, and Zippy just looked at her and went, "Nah," just
Yeah.
flat out ignored her
Dude,
in
I
the
don't know if
first
you
quarter.
saw my tweet, but you know that tweet that's like your 30-year-old colleague and you, and it's like
Yeah,
the screenshot from Shark Girl and Lava Boy,
yeah,
or Shark Boy and Lava Girl. God, this is really off the rails. But I was like, that's Zippy Fish and Jazz Grierson. Like they are best mates.
it is very funny. And yeah, so and then she got tagged. It was game 10, and she got tagged. It was
Yeah,
so
should we talk
funny.
about Zippy? Look, let's talk about some good stuff because they're obviously bouncing around a lot, and we clearly don't really want to talk about the bad stuff all that um in all that much depth. But Zippy Fish was again the best player in a loss and a significant loss. It was so obvious. She got tagged in the first quarter. It was her 10th ever game, and she's getting tagged, and it didn't even phase her. She was absolutely fantastic.
Her
She
composure with the football is unreal. When you see it up
unreal.
close and you're 15 meters away from it, like you have Deebs and myself and a few of the boys and Cremator just going, holy shit. Like
Yeah.
it's unreal where she just picks it up and she can see what's about to happen, quickly make the decision and put it on a left or a right foot or just run around. Someone's like, oh, I'm just gonna beat you because I'm 18 years old and I'm as
Yeah.
confident as anything. It is unbelievable. She is simply the rising star by so far it isn't
It's
funny. And I know
crazy.
the AFL's got to put out like articles trying to pump it up. Like I went through the list the other day and because it's what I do. I get mad about footy stuff and I yell at Pol about it.
And I'm like,
And
Alex, I'm sure that they had this scheduled in the in the calendar
yeah,
from the start of the season that they were going to release a Rising Star article this
so
week.
yeah, I've got this is what I wrote down. I hadn't noticed Lucia Painter since round one. Then she kicked 3 goals on Friday
Oh
night
yeah, she
against
was
Geelong.
fantastic
Just
against West.
That's great. She's played two
Geelong.
good games. Zippy Fish is the best. Havana Harris is probably going to be the best player. Abby Mackay has been up and down, and she did fuck all on Sunday, is what I wrote.
That
And
was
then
against us.
yeah,
So
and
this
then
was on like a Wednesday before this
and then
weekend's games.
she kicked a goal from 5 meters out on Saturday, and they got smashed by St Kilda. Good game actually. Ash Central's played two good games and has been injured. Poppy Schultz is probably going to finish third. Whoever BB is, I have no idea who you are. I'm sorry. Caitlin
Bro Hannah?
Serhoy.
No,
No, it doesn't
I
matter.
can't remember. Yeah.
Go through the list and find BB. I just wrote NFI. Caitlin Serhoy plays the Giants. She's pretty good. And Wrench from the Eagles is also good. Then a player from the Dogs got it this week. They beat Gold Coast by 80 points. Who cares? Zippy
Yeah.
Fish is going to win this award. Like, if it's not, it is genuine malpractice for her to not win it. And I'm going to say she should be an All Australian this year.
It would be great. She should be, yes. Like
She'll be
she
in the
should
squad.
win every award. Like we've never seen a debutante like this before across the
No.
league. And I don't even think you can say we've seen a debutante like this in the men's game either.
Mm.
Like this is a
Oh, no, we have.
oh
No, we
okay,
have.
well.
Michael Barlow's first season was just ridiculously amazing. Like, if Matt Real in his first 3 games came out, we've seen this in the men's. Like, Nick Dacos' first
Yeah,
season was off the
true.
charts good. But for a young woman to do this,
It's different.
yeah,
It's different.
to
And
immediately be, I'm going to say, she's been our best player this year.
yeah, like
To
I would
immediately be our
not
best player.
be shocked if at this point in the season she is leading our best and fairest as well. She probably
I-
should be. It's going
I
to
mean,
be
I
between
said
her
that.
and LG. Like
Yeah.
it just depends on if one of them drops a game at this point, really.
Yeah.
And I think Zippy has been more consistent than Laura has, which is absolutely feels insane to even say. Laura had I think one down game.
Laura's averaging 32 disposals this year.
Yeah,
She's also going to be an All Australian this year. This is
she continually gets underrated though. She is very much going to be like similar in name, similar in nature. Chaz Garner always gets
oh my God. She
underappreciated.
had 40 on the
40,
weekend and she's not
yeah.
going to get a vote.
I know it's crazy.
Like, she won't get a vote because it's Jazz
No.
Gardner and she had 40.
Yeah, but it's
Side note,
that's
go watch
similar.
Adelaide, they're good. Yeah, but back to this. Like, so she very good. Laura, again, like, just absolutely unreal. Continues just to go about it and is so unassuming. But then you need to look to the negatives. Caitlin
Yeah.
Reid, I'm sorry, you're getting dropped this week. We tried the tall thing. We went the tall thing.
Well,
She-
yeah, take a few steps back because we didn't talk about what came in with selection because obviously Chloe got dropped.
Well,
And
not
we
dropped.
weren't
She was injured.
expecting she was injured, sorry. Um, we
And
weren't expecting
Giselle came
Giselle to
in.
come in. We both were like, Giselle's not coming in. Well, Giselle came in, so we came in with five tools. We had Morfitt, Reed, Davies, Hamilton, and then
Lexi,
obviously,
yeah.
and
Oh
then
yeah.
obviously, Mitchell down the other end of the field. It didn't work. It didn't
Oh
work.
no. They didn't get it right. Like you have a look, like Caitlin Reed's played 33% game time. She's had one disposal. I thought Giselle wasn't too bad actually when she came on. She showed a bit of
She was
presence.
good. Yeah,
Um,
Papa Porridge did message me going, I like Giselle. She
yeah.
seems good. So,
I like how she played. RSW didn't get a lot of game time either. Darcy only had 50% after doing such a good tagging job last week, which then
she
leads
was
me
still
to
tagging, wasn't she?
I don't know what she was doing to
Oh
be
yeah,
honest, but
it was hard to tell.
because Lara Housiger early on had the job on Kate Hoare, did well in the first quarter and a bit, and then it went bad. Kate Hoare
Yeah.
just got off the chain. It was TK should have, as soon as she started having an impact, Tanya Kennedy should have run with Kate Hoare. There was one
Yeah.
play in the second quarter where Hoare takes a mark, and she can tell because she's a very good footballer, has a football brain. She's like she can tell that her opponent's going to overcommit. Quickly turns around, runs into an open goal, and they
Yeah.
kick a goal from 5 meters out. And then we ended up playing TK on the half forward flank for a bit, which just did not work. I know we were trying to change up a few things, but you've got your
Yeah.
best defensive midfielder in there. Get her in there and try and help us win the clearance because that's when she's at her best, is when we're doing that. And it's one of those days we're in the box. They tried some things against a good team, which I'm all for it. It didn't work, and that's okay.
Yeah, as long as we've learned from this, as long as we're not coming into this West Coast game, which obviously is not the same caliber of team,
Oh,
but we're not coming into this West Coast game expecting these things to then work
there's
this week.
probably a singular player in the West Coast team that is better than any of the players at Melbourne, though. And I can tell
True.
you that her name will be circled to get tagged this week
Oh yeah.
because
Yes, and we'll talk about it in the preview
good,
because I
because I really want
literally
to talk
wrote,
about how good this
"Let
player
Alex
is.
talk about Roberts."
Yes, good. It's like one of my favorite topics in the AFLW. You know she's the best foot. Actually, I'll talk about it later. I can really get off topic about Ella Roberts. God, she's a good footballer.
But
Um,
there was another element of our game that really, look, if we could have tidied this up, maybe we had a better shot, and that was the dropped marks.
oh my God. Oh my
I
God. It's a basic football
like
skill.
this is the thing, like it. I think every game that we've lost, that's been the area we've struggled with the most. And I don't know what it is about when we start panicking that we can't take a mark, but anytime we got on a run out of their defensive, sorry, out of our defensive 50, we would drop a mark halfway up the field and turn the ball over again. I do not understand why when we are panicking we can't take a mark.
Yeah, it was just some basic just skill execution through the day. It wasn't just the marks. It was we choose the wrong option with the handball and go for the extra handball instead of kicking it. And I get that Scotty wants him to take the game on, but sometimes you also just don't need to be so rigid in your approach. Like you see someone like Zippy, they'll have the game plan and she's like, I'm gonna take four bounces because why not?
Yeah.
And then you see so like LG, she'll do her best. Like her kicking was a little bit off in during certain parts. Like we were a bit bemused at the end of the game that she was going at like 60 odd percent efficiency because it felt like she was pretty scrappy throughout the day. I thought Lulu
Yeah.
had a decent game, but then it's like you have a look like Paris McCarthy struggled with the football all day. Uh, Mon had a game where she could have really exploded and taken the game on really well, but it was just not a so-so game. It's probably that's a minimum I expect from her going forward, which is still a ridiculously high level. Like she
Yeah.
is so impactful. Like I thought Cynthia was good, but just some of the options that we chose and just like missing kick short. There wasn't a conditions thing. It's like very
Yeah.
simple skill execution. When you're under pressure, that happens, but it's also like it's happening a bit too often.
Yeah, I've talked about this all year and it just keeps being so blatantly obvious to me that we just really struggle with the mental aspect of in some games. Whether it's we know an opponent is so much better than us, we can't see how we can win and we just panic and we lose our momentum within those games. When we know we can win or when we're in front, we are a completely different team. We
Yeah.
we take risks. We don't we so much cleaner. We trust our guts and we play a brand of footy that is very beautiful to watch. And then when we play it, come up against these teams that we know are better than us or have been in the competition for a long time. Melbourne, we obviously spoke about last week. Have never we never played before, so we probably maybe didn't know what we were expecting, and then that wasn't came into it as well. We just panic and we don't know how to get our heads in the game. And I do think, look, I don't want to, harp on about Chloe not being there because we should be able to win games without her, realistically. Yes, she's our best player. It doesn't mean that we can't win without her. We won plenty of games last year without her, but there was a level of lack of leadership that was happening in this game that was very clear without Chloe there. We couldn't get our heads together. And I do think Luce is a fantastic leader, but I know she can't do it all by herself. And
Yeah.
I just think it was very, very evident in this game.
Yeah, no, she tried so hard.
Yeah.
And like I say it as a bit of a chuckle, but it's not a in a bad way. It's like she's busting her ass and she's having good games, but things just have not fallen for her at all this year. Like she can't like we're having a chuckle before the game that she can't kick a goal, and like we're desperate for her to kick one. It's like, well, if you're gonna get your misses out of the way, do it in games that we're winning. It's fine. So she's like having a year where she'd be happy that the team's going well, but also frustrated because she's probably had one or two games where she's ripped it to shreds where we know she can. And
Yeah.
that's also been her role has sort of consistently changed throughout the season.
Hmm.
And I think she's best at halfback. She can Dane Rampy, she can marshal, she can make sure that we're all set up structure wise. She's that link between our defense line of Brenner and Alice. It's her and a few others, and then it's our midfield into our forward line, and she can create that link up because Zippy runs through all of it, and also you have LG and TK going through there as well. So
Yeah.
it does work out, but we need to highlight some other players who had some really good games as well because
Yes.
there was a couple that do deserve plaudits, and there's a couple that
Yes.
there's a player that we've been dragging over hot coals that had a game. There's a player that I am just going to continue to shout out should be an All Australian who had a phenomenal game, and then there's someone who had a probably career worst.
Yeah. So let's start with, well, I also have someone who wasn't on your list, but
All
I'll
right.
come back to them. Holly Cooper. That
She
was
was
the best game she's ever played. Like I from the get-go you could see she was on. Again, she did her hair differently.
big hair girl.
Big hair girl. These are the things I noticed. Yeah, she did her hair differently and had a fantastic game. Looked really good too. It was all like curly and nice. But I she was fantastic. Like doing exactly what we've been calling for her to do all year. Play that defensive forward role. And she did fantastic and she scored a goal. And yeah, I don't know, she probably went quiet in the last two quarters, but the ball wasn't going down the end of the field. I can't
Yeah.
really blame her for that. But fantastic. This is exactly how Holly Cooper should be playing. It's a shame that it happened in a loss, and so she's probably not going to get as much love as she should for this game. But I mean, it isn't a kind of annoying. It's finally clicked in the 10th round, but as long as she keeps doing this is exactly what she should be doing.
As I said, I needed to get to double figure disposals and almost like 7 or 8 tackles a game, and I'm really happy. I think it's also something she's young. It's a second season
Yeah.
of footy. So she's probably still building a footy tank. Like you never see a lot of players, especially in that forward pocket, half forward role. It's very hard. It's one of the harder positions to play. And
Yeah.
so I think that's also why Scotty keeps picking. So I've got to get games into this girl
Yeah.
because if she doesn't, where's the improvement
never,
going to
yeah.
come from her? So I understand why
And it's
they're
clearly
doing it.
worked, right? Like the clearly
Yeah.
the it does like this is a whole other tangent we could go on, but it does make a very big case for why this season should be played when the VFL and Sandful W and the the Waffle W, whatever it's called,
Yeah, the Waffle
played.
W.
So you can get game times into players who are struggling with form because otherwise your only option is to play an out of form player in the team or hope that they do okay in a scrimmage match. Like anyway, that's a whole other tangent. But clearly, getting game time into Holly has helped, and she played so fantastic on the weekend. And I just really hope she keeps this form up.
Yeah. Alice Mitchell. Oh my God, what a game.
Triple
Holy
AM,
shit.
Triple AM.
Yeah, it was your parents' 1973 Datsun 350s radio. Alice Mitchell absolutely destroyed Taylor Harris, who's been one of the form forwards of the season. And as I said to the All Australian selector, I know it's like, yeah, okay, the Swans give up goals to key forwards. And Brenna Tarrant's played horrendously and has got just roasted by Eden Zanker. And that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Zanker's a very good forward. But Brenner didn't have a good day. But Alice Mitchell absolutely killed Taylor Harris. Taylor Harris kicked one goal. It was from 3 meters out, and I think Alice was off the field at the time. So you
Yep.
can't even blame her for that.
No.
Alice Mitchell is consistently doing a job. She is quite clearly our best defender this season.
Yep.
As this All-Australian selector said to me, imagine if her and Brenner were in both All-Australian form, you would have lost 2 games this season. I was like, I know. But that's one of those things. Players have down years. It's understandable. I
Yeah.
said pre-game, I was like, Brenner looked pumped. Maybe she
You
used all
did. You did say that. She was trying to pump herself up for not very much, unfortunately, for Brenner.
Yeah,
But
that's just one of those days.
yeah.
Some days key forwards will get the better of you. It happens. It will probably happen to Alice Mitchell at some stage as well.
Yeah.
It happens to everyone except for Libby Birch and Jazz Ferguson at North Melbourne. But that's a completely different story. But she is playing so well. She reads the footy. The only improvement I would bring into a game is sometimes she goes for a little bit too much contact.
Yeah.
With the forward before taking the grab. Sometimes I think she can just go back and take the grab. But, you know, that's one
And
of
she
those
does
things.
have a tendency to do the Liz and punch it when she could mark it. That
She did that at one point.
Yeah, that always frustrates me. But she had such a fantastic game that I'm willing to just be like, whatever, it's fine. But yeah, she like her season. We were talking about this during the week. I would be shocked if she's not currently in our top 5 for the best and fairest. She like no key forward has got the better of her so far this year.
Yeah.
Maybe the North game. I don't actually remember who she had on the North game, but apart from that, no key forward has got the better of her, and I don't think you can say that for any other defender in the competition.
No. Yeah, I'd have to sit down and think about that because there's a couple of players that are playing very well, but she's going to be in the All-Australian squad.
She'd have to be. She'd have to be. The person who I was thought had a really, really good game, who you did not mention in your little spiel, was Ash Van Loon. Multicore enthusiast girl.
Oh, no, we thought at the ground that she played a good game.
She played a really good game. She did probably what Brennan was trying to do all day. She obviously got dropped a few games ago, came back in the Carlton game. She was good in the Carlton game and was fantastic in this game. I don't remember who she played on, but she kept them pretty quiet all day, took some really good marks, took some really fantastic tackles. I couldn't have faulted her game. As a whole, apart from Brenner, the defensive line was actually very, very good. It was just we could not hold it any longer.
Yeah.
That's all that came down to. So really, I can't fault anyone in the defensive line that harshly. Yeah, Laura Housiger shouldn't have been on Kate Hall. That's not really her fault. I don't think it's like Laura Housiger's 15th game or something. Like that's not really like,
Good test.
Yeah. Jazz had a fantastic game. Pula had a fantastic game. Like
We kept them goalless in the last quarter. That was a positive.
Yeah. So again, I can't really fault our defensive line. It was just one of those situations where if you keep hitting the brick wall, eventually it's going to break.
Yeah.
But who is your person that you think had their worst game of their career?
Oh, it's Brenner. I already mentioned it.
Oh, okay, it's Brenner. I wasn't sure. Yeah. It was easily like she's just not been on.
It was just
all
a bad
season.
day. Nothing went right for her. There was a couple of bad options with the footy. And, unfortunately, those things happen. Unfortunately, it just happened on a day that we got beaten. You'd rather it be a day, okay, she's had 4 kicked on her, but someone else, on our team gets off the chain and we win. But, yeah, it's because I have such high expectations.
Yes. She is an All-Australian defender. So you're putting the glasses on. Like, she won us games last season, obviously not like from a goal perspective, but her how well
marking,
yeah. And so you're expecting the same output the following season, and it just hasn't happened. And these things happen. Like, you have one good game and then one bad game. Like, she was really good. I think it was 2 games ago. We called her out on the pod. She had a really good game the following week. Maybe the same thing will happen this week. She's just not 100% in her best form this year, and that's okay. Brenna, maybe change the hair up. It's working for everyone else.
Yeah.
Just a thought. Just a thought.
I think that's enough on this game. I think I'm done.
All in all, it was a game that would have been lovely to win, but it was not in the must-win category.
Oh, it was getting close there.
It was getting close. No one else has done us any favors on the ladder. Let's just put it that way. but we'll be back right after this with the social seg.
This is True Bloods, and we are back for the social segment after a disappointing day down at Casey. And we threw it up this week, and this one was all on me. They asked the faithful this week is, in what has been an incredibly up and down season, what do you attribute the drop-offs and inconsistencies to? Best answers to be featured on the potty, and don't forget the speak pipes.
Which everyone did.
Everyone forgot the speak pipes.
To be fair, Dees took the speak pikes out of the link tree for some reason, so it's back in there. So if you want to see something next week, the speak pipe link is back up. So sorry if you tried to send a speak pipe and you couldn't find the link. That's on us.
So I'll go first because Nicola said she was going to send a speak pipe. The day got away from her, so she's just lost all of her thoughts in a text message. I assume on the train that's where you don't want to speak pipe because you don't want to be rude on public transport. Don't be that person.
Yeah.
All right. My points are: I love Alice Mitchell. Zippy being tagged in a 10th game. What a gun. Rising star for sure. We got completely outclassed by a bigger, stronger, more composed opposition. Are we not ready to match it with the best yet? I'm also sick of the narrative I see on social media, mostly from men asking when the women's team is going to be good, as if they'll start watching then. This screams fair weather supporter to me. Did they sit at Waverley Park in the 90s watching the men get smacked week in, week out? Did they endure the 2 recent dismantlings in the grand final in the men's? Yes, they fucking did. If you supported the men's side when things were tough, you have no excuse, except for misogyny, to not support the women through challenging seasons too. If you wouldn't throw in the towel with the men's after a tough loss or two, don't do the same for the women. Nicola just went...
Here.
She's not wrong.
To be fair, I haven't really seen much of that, thankfully. Mostly because I have a quite curated scope of what I see these days.
Really gotta fix that. I got one guy who keeps replying to me anytime I do anything about women's footy on my socials, going, "Who cares?" I'm like, "Bro, you
me
fucking
clearly me. It's my socials."
But you keep commenting every time that who cares? So you clearly care.
Clearly, you care. But here, I wholeheartedly agree, and I look. To be honest, if they're listening to this, then they obviously give a shit about the women's game. But yes, I think that people often think that the game has to be perfect for it to need to exist, and that's just simply not true.
Yeah.
It can exist, and it doesn't have to be good footy all the time. It happens all the time in the men's, and unfortunately, the men still exist. So,
and if you stuck around after last season, you're having a hell of a time this year.
Exactly right. When I went on Broden's podcast, he asked me, what am I expecting from this year? And I said a fun season. And I don't think anyone that's watched every game can tell me they have not had a more fun season than not.
I had so much fun last year.
Yeah.
I did enjoy this one from Tony Egg. They're mirroring the men's team. They have some outstanding, exciting quarters followed by a huge drop-off. You're not wrong.
Yeah, cross-club culture, right? So
we are a
one club mindset.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. Can't wait till we trade 4 players in a first rounder to get Taylor Smith in at the end of the year. It's going to be awesome. Suck it, Brisbane.
No, we can't. Because I don't even want to begin to start thinking about who is the equivalent of those players, because it's probably going to be someone I also have a deep attachment to, like I did 2 players that we did trade. So anyway, I'm going to go with
Side note, speaking of trades, Ella Heads played really well on Friday night.
She did, after we were talking shit about her. I don't know what keeps happening.
Yeah.
2 players you were like have had no impact this season have had good games on the weekend. I don't understand.
It's called the mock. That's why I've just talked rubbish about Brenna Tarrant. She's going to shut him down on the weekend.
Exactly.
Love
right.
you, Brenna. Love your work. Please give me your trap workout because oh my god, their shoulders are jacked.
Paul Carter. She currently has the club record or the team record for bench press. Queen. Yeah.
Paul Carter, composure / quality of our disposals against the better teams. We can't seem to exit defence without turnover by foot or indecisive handball, which then increases the pressure on defence. And a few others have I agree with this. They think Sophia's been a big loss. And then too many players are below average kicks. It stood out against Melbourne, who had better kicks. And again, no Sophia kills us. You're all correct, people.
Yes, that was a good little thread on the Twitters, that one. I'm going to go with this one from, now his Instagram username is Ed Burton Rules. He is also link in bio on Twitter. I know he's a good friend. I don't know what he preferred to be known as. I'm just going to go with Ed Burton Rules. Youth will always have consistency issues, and we are still a very young team. However, there have been some performances from players that we expect more from this year that have only been below what we want, but are well below from what we've seen from these players in the past. Some more accountability from these performances are difficult because of depth, or more accurately, lack thereof in the squad. So they're basically still getting picked because they can't be dropped.
There. Mulchcore enthusiasts has come in with a big one again. I think the Mulchcore enthusiasts will be happy that Ash Van Loon's back in the team as well. No mention of
Yes.
Ash Van Loon. We brought in new players for some key roles, not to mention our best uh, our best looking player also being in her first year. So there's obviously going to be some inconsistency there. So probably a bit of an adjustment period. It doesn't excuse some of the efforts this year. If we miss the eight, losing to two of the bottom four teams, I'll be livid. Agree. But I guess I also can't expect much from a developing team that can't keep its best players on the track. It sucks because in the W you can't retain players as long because they can't turn down better pay from another team. So you always don't get a chance to build a team and just have to make do with what you have. My main concern is that we look at least one more full season from being a really good team, but I'm not sure how much of our how much of our current list will still be around to capitalize on that. So I disagree with that because if you're in Melbourne and you play for North, if you play for Melbourne, maybe the Dogs now as well, and St Kilda and Carlton, you're not going to leave either of those teams unless you're getting offered tier one money.
Yeah.
In Sydney, you're not going to uproot your life to move to Melbourne just for an extra 10 grand.
No.
It's not worth it. So I think it's going to be the bit part players that sort of get shuffled around unless someone requests a trade and wants to go elsewhere, which changes it around. You look at our squad, the players that played on the weekend, TK is quite clearly the oldest.
Hmm.
Other than that, everyone's under 30. Other than
Hmm.
that, except for what I know Chloe didn't play, but except for what is it Luce and maybe Lexi? Like everyone's under 25.
No, Luce is under 25.
Sorry, Luce, I just aged you just
Yeah.
horrendously. That is my bad.
Is it? It's probably Brenner.
Yeah, we have a very, very young team.
Yeah.
We're good. Chloe's 26, 27. So
Yeah.
we're fine. If we can keep this squad together, get a couple of draft picks in, get a tall forward. It's the biggest thing for me, for mine,
For
is
yours.
that we need a genuine tall forward. It was
Yeah.
so glaring on Saturday that we need a decent forward. And the problem is half of the teams in the competition need a decent forward as well. So
Yes.
good luck getting one.
It is very, very
Like
emblematic of the men's. I don't know what to tell you.
the Dees had two on the weekend in Zanker and Taylor Harris. Kate Hall plays all over the field. But then you look at North Melbourne, they've obviously got Kate Shearlaw and Talia Randall. But then you've also got Bogue and Vicky Wall who also pop up too. Like it's going to be very interesting. Like Taylor Harris is apparently on the move. Not Taylor Harris,
Taylor Smith.
Taylor Smith. Apparently, don't know. You know,
Yeah, it's
Sydney's-
hard. It's really hard.
Yeah.
Especially like we don't know what specific contracts people have. We don't know
Everyone's
what
signed till the end of
tiers they're
2027 at the
on.
moment. That's all we
Yeah,
know.
because that's when the CBA runs out. But I'll go with this one from Trisha Koffel over on your Facebooks. We saw in the game, the last game, what elite runners Melbourne players were very fast. So there's one area to concentrate on. Hard to make our girls run any faster if it's not they're extra fast to begin with. However, certain building of the facilities and fitness and endurance with 9 players this season. That's a lot of change up. Will take more than this first season connection to get going, to get used to each other's playing styles. Onward and upwards, girls.
I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, what else have we got here? We've got from Philip Devinson. Is it a case that we were too arrogant or ambitious with our preparation for the season? The team set themselves up for a long season all the way up to the grand final with the assumption that we'd play in a grand final a bad mentality to have for a team that's clearly still developing. It would certainly seem that we got carried away with ourselves when we got to 4-0, not too dissimilar with how the boys formed clubs halfway through 2024. I disagree there because I like it's more setting. You're not saying we're going to play in a grand final. It is you are setting a strength and conditioning and fitness program that lasts 16 weeks. That lasts the 16 weeks of the season because you don't want to get to the second week of finals and go, oh shit, we don't know what we're going to do this week.
Yeah.
If they get to the second week of the finals, they have a program that week that they're going to follow in the gym and on the track. So that's what it is from that point of view. For the boys in 2024, they were 4 games clear. So if you look at what happened at Collingwood, the same thing this year. When
Yeah.
you are so far in front, there's going to be a little bit of a fall off. It is
Unless you're
natural
North
that it
Melbourne.
happens. Well, yeah, North Melbourne is a bit different because they're just so much better than everyone else as well.
Yeah.
But it's not you're going to fall off when you're so, especially in the men's when the games it it takes a lot more and the season's so much longer with the shorter preseasons and everything. It was the women, you got a 9-month preseason basically.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a bad assumption or mentality. I rate it from Scotty. If we miss the finals, he's going to have to eat some humble pie because you're so
Yeah.
up and about it preseason. But I don't mind it. I don't hate it. I like it. I
And I
want our
think,
team. We all
yeah, I
thought
think
I've been off the
also,
long run all preseason going, we're going to play finals.
yeah, like I said we're going to finish fifth, which could still happen hypothetically, the way that the who still has to play who. But
Does the double
I,
have a ladder predictor? Let's have a look.
the
Who
thing
played
that
ladder predictor?
I also keep thinking about is our season turned out to be significantly harder than you would have thought going into the season, which is always going to happen. You don't know how the other teams are going to perform. But of the bottom teams, we played, well, to be fair, we played Richmond, who have been much better now, Gold Coast and GWS. But we've also played the majority of the top eight teams. So
Yeah.
no one really was expecting that coming into this season. And I'm not trying to use that as an excuse, but I do think we finished 15th last year and people are probably going to go, oh, we started so well and then dropped off. It's like, well, no, all the teams that we were around ended up also being as good as we were. Like,
Yeah.
I
Who
don't
would have thought St Kilda would have won 6 in a row?
know. And West Coast and like West
Nah,
Coast won.
I saw the West Coast one coming from a
Yeah, but
mile
they were
away.
played awfully against us in that last game of last season. Yes, so obviously they had to fly to Sydney and whatever, whatever. But like, there's a lot of stuff where you can go into a season think it's going to play out a certain way, and then the teams who you expect to do well do or don't. And in this season, I think teams that were expected to do well haven't done as well as people probably were anticipating. And when you have a weighted fixture like the W does, it really balances on how the rest of the team goes. It's really just really all I want is just for us to play every team. I think this solves a lot of issues if you just play every team, but obviously that's not going to happen for a few many years to come. It's
No.
just frustrating when I know what's going to happen post this season. It's going to come out and people are going to be like, oh, they didn't do as well as people thought. And it's like, no, but we finished 15th last year, so anything's more improvement off that.
I'm currently just doing a ladder predictor because I found one. Sorry, I'm listening to all of this, but
No,
I
I
agree.
know.
I found the ladder predictor, so I'm fiddling with it. So I I think we're in trouble, Paul. I think we're in trouble.
We'll
Just
see. We'll
oh,
see.
yeah.
There's two
Richmond
here
was
that
okay too.
I
Oh
personally
no,
don't.
I don't know. All right, well, we can run through my ladder prediction after this. So
Sounds good. I've got because there's two more here, and both I don't particularly agree with. So I, I'll let you be
oh,
heard.
that's not fair. This okay, continue.
Okay. So this one from Trevor Black, which I think you're going to disagree with it as well. Went to the game on Saturday. Really poor coaching moves, IMO. That I agree with. That I agree with. Second part. Putting Zippy Fish in the back line chasing kicks did not once look accountable when under pressure. Great player, but not a defender at all.
She has been playing halfback her whole 10 game career. She in fairness to her, she's a slightly average defender, like because she's fucking small.
Yeah, she's tiny.
Yeah, there was one point where she actually backed into a contest and got flattened, and then the next one she said, "I don't want to do that again." It was like, yeah, fair.
But Trevor, I don't really know where you're expecting her to play because she hasn't looked good on a wing. The best place since she's played is half back and doing the kick in. So I'm not really sure what you're expecting from her.
Yeah. All right, I've done the ladder predictor. All
All
right, I've got
right.
it. I've got it good. I reckon. I tried to be a smart ass, but you don't know. I've got it good.
Do we want to go through it in the preview or do we want to do it now?
Do it now. It's at the top of my mind.
Okay.
Actually, no. We'll take a
We'll do it
break.
at
Go
the
to
end of the
preview
preview and
because
then because we
we've got
can
to do the
do
tips.
tipping and everything else. But there
Yeah.
was this one more here.
Because if a certain
Not sure.
result goes our way, I'm happy. Okay, continue.
Okay. Okay. Anthony, I'm so sorry if I pronounce this wrong. Kaiasmak, not sure Gowans is a good coach. They might need to get someone like Daisy Pearce to get them to the next level. I hope I'm wrong, but the talent is there. I'm sorry, Anthony,
No.
I disagree.
Nope, not
I
happening.
disagree.
Nope.
Scotty is, I think he is genuinely a very good coach. Obviously, we could be eating our words in 6 months' time, but I don't think Daisy is any better of a coach than Scott is.
Daisy's a fucking good coach. I'll give
She's a
her
good
that.
coach, but that's just. I'm not saying she's a bad coach, but I'm not saying she's any. I don't think she's any better than Scotty is.
Yeah. Daisy in her second year is doing great things with this West Coast list. Like they're going to be very good going forward. Like if I'm a player And it's like, oh, where can I go? Oh, if I go to Perth, shit, I can play under Daisy. Yeah, you want to
Yeah.
go to West Coast. But Scotty Gowans was the one who picked Ash Riddell. Like,
Yes.
he knows what he's
And
doing.
and also took us to finals in our second season. Let's not forget that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, yeah, anyway, that's pretty much it for the social seg. We will be back right after this to preview the West Coast game, do some tipping, and we're going to hear Alex's ladder predictor. Welcome back to True Bloods. We are here to preview the West Coast game. We're here to talk tipping and everything else to do with W because that's pretty much all what we've done all this episode. But we are back at Henson Park, and this is probably a sad note, but I will not be there. This is unfortunately, but also fortunately, two of my best friends in the world fell in love with each other, and they're getting married, and I obviously
How
have to be
dare they
there.
be happy?
I know it's actually quite devastating. But I will be at their wedding. I will probably be trying to stick glimpses of the game on my phone. But just because I'm not there doesn't mean you shouldn't be there. Get down to Henson Park. It's our last game there for the season. It is your last opportunity for the year to see a game at Henson Park that features the Swans. Alex and I both cannot tell you how good it is. You would be silly to miss it. You're going to regret it if you don't. So please get down. It's going to be a fantastic game.
Whoever that person was that tagged us on Twitter that said their daughter is 5 for 5, get to the game or
Yes, I think that was Ed Burton rules. Yes.
Please take your daughter to the game. Otherwise,
Yes.
the stats guy who was back from the holiday who I work with, I will send him around to your house and he's weird. There's a threat. I'll send the stats
That's such
guy
a
around.
specific threat.
Yeah. Yeah. Love the stats guy. Weird unit. He's harmless.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, we do love the stats guy, but no, I'm not sending someone aggressive around to your house. I'm sending someone weird around to your house. It's such a good threat. It's such a unique threat, and I really quite enjoyed it.
Yeah. But I get to talk about Ella Roberts in this package. This is the best thing ever. Well, I'm going to enjoy this because I get to watch who I think is one of the best footballers in the country, and Ella Roberts, take it up to the Sydney Swans, and I hope she plays awfully. She's probably going to do something awesome at some point. I'm like, oh, she's so good. Yeah. Ella Roberts is genuinely the best footballer in the competition aside from Jasmine Garner. She is that good. She is a genuine superstar of the competition. Like, you will see it on the weekend. It's the same with Zippy. So Ella Roberts is only 20 years old, turns 21 later this year, I think.
Which is so crazy. So crazy.
She was an All-Australian last year.
Yeah.
She's been even better this year. I think she was club champion last year. She was runner-up the year before. It's like just insane. Like, you look at all of her numbers and all the statistics about her. Everything has gone up this year from last year, and she's already outputting at a massive level.
Yeah.
If she plays well and plays really well, West Coast will go close to winning this game. It is that simple. You stop Ella Roberts, you go close to winning this game of football. You need to get physical with her. You need to tag her out of it. But the problem is, I hate making comparisons with the women's players and the men's. She is Isaac Heaney. She can go forward, take a mark, and kick a goal. She is so good overhead. So
that Saints game, she single-handedly won them that game.
Yeah,
by being Isaac, by playing the Isaac role.
Yeah, and she in the first round where they killed Gold Coast, I think she was just everywhere. She was insane. You've got to get, she tackles as well. Like, she's everywhere around the footy. You just need to clamp her because she's going to have 15 disposals no matter what. You just need to stop her and put all the pressure on Bella Lewis to try and get off the chain.
Yeah, so that was the question I was going to bring it to the table is, do you think that she is taggable?
Yeah, because TK's fit enough to keep up with her. Yeah. It's just that Ella Roberts, no offense to TK, we love her to death. Ella Roberts has a better footy brain. Which, she's played footy all of her life.
As we've said to each other many times, TK is her best when she doesn't have to think.
TK, you just follow the blonde hair girl with green boots. Just follow her because Belle Lewis is also blonde but doesn't wear green footy boots.
Yeah. Sorry. I am really looking for
follow her all day.
I watched them play Geelong last week.
They were
killed. And I don't know, I got to stop rating Geelong so highly. I don't know what, I'm so off them now. They played so badly. But the thing that really stood out to me about Ella Roberts was, I think people, I don't want to say overrate because she is a very good player, but not Maddie Prespakis, Georgie Prespakis.
She got tagged out of the game.
Had no impact, zero impact. And I know she was being tagged, but it was crazy because I think a lot of people would put them on the same level. And I know Ella wasn't being tagged, so it wasn't probably not a fair comparison. But it was so evident to me how much better Ella is than Georgie, and Georgie is a very, very good player. So
Well,
it was very like clear to me, okay, this is one of the best players in the competition after
yeah.
watching that game.
So the point I forgot to make about Ella Roberts earlier when I nearly got really distracted by talking about how good of a footballer she is. She's clearly the best footballer in her family too, because she's cousins with Joe Fonte, who plays for the Giants.
That's so funny.
It's an amazing. Like, imagine being Joe Fonte, be like, yeah, I play AFL, and your family's like, yeah, but your cousin's awesome. Like, what
Yeah,
are you
it's a
doing?
bit like the Dersmers. Like
Yeah, right.
Yasmin is very much the best Dersmer out
Ah,
of
no,
her three brothers.
this new
Apparently,
draft,
yeah,
the new draftee that's going to end up with his sister's ex-boyfriend playing together is going to be very funny.
yeah, that is some AFLW level lore right there. Like
Yeah.
that's, a lot of exes play with each other in the
Yeah.
W, and so it's gonna be interesting to see an ex's brother play with.
Ah,
Anyway,
they're
but
kids. Emma Swanson tagged Georgie Prasparkas, by the way, so it'll be interesting to see if they try and tag LG. I don't know if LG's taggable, to be honest, just because she
they've
just has pure work rate.
I think the one game which I was talking about before that she was not her best in, which I don't want to say she was bad, she just wasn't her best in. I think she might have been tagged. So I do think it is possible, but I don't know. I think teams just don't choose to tag her. Like obviously Melbourne chose to tag Zippy, it didn't work. But if I was a team from the outside, you would think Laura would be the obvious choice, but it doesn't. No one's been able to seem to do it successfully. So I don't think they're going to try. I think that what most teams have been doing is putting two on Chloe, and that's played like the tagging role that hasn't really been a tag. So it'll be interesting to see if they choose to go a tagging role or if they just keep because Chloe should be back this week. We
Yeah.
got the injury report in. Fingers crossed. She is a test, so I think that means she'll be back. I reckon they'll probably still go the double on Chloe because they know our forward line is so depleted at the moment and just
Yeah,
assume that if she can't kick a goal, then we won't win this game. Is what I would be, which is what I think West Coast will do. Obviously, we'll wait and see. Maybe they will tag LG.
They'll probably just play Charlotte Thomas on Chloe, to be honest. And then Roxy Rue might come over and do a bit of cover work there. But it's yeah, that's sort of about it because they're a decent team, West Coast. But I think across the board, like take out like the best players, two best players on the field will be Ella Roberts and Chloe. And I think Ella Roberts at this stage, just given her all-around game across the board, has Chloe covered, whereas Chloe can
Yeah,
be more dangerous with less possessions.
yeah,
But if Ella Roberts gets her hands on the ball 20 times and Chloe only gets it 10, I think Ella's going to be more dangerous, if that makes
yeah.
sense. So it's going to be a very good game. You've got two very good coaches going up against each other. And like,
Yes, Anthony Seismack.
but Daisy is good, and
She
so
is, yeah.
Scotty Gowns. And we got to quickly mention it is LG's 50th.
Yes, it is on the list. It is. I'm wearing her jersey tonight in celebration. It is LG's 50th game, which is really, really exciting. Um, it's kind of crazy that she has less games than Darcy because obviously Darcy played her 50th the game
Yeah.
after we played Geelong. She must have not been being picked a couple times when she was at Geelong would be my guess. But yeah, I mean, a club legend, a club icon. I think she will be getting close to playing more footy in Sydney than in Melbourne, which is also, sorry, in
Yeah.
Geelong, which is also really exciting. But like, I hope she has a fantastic game. Like, you love to see these milestones happen. 50 games is the equivalent of about 150 in the men's. So I wonder if they'll give her life
She'll get a banner.
membership.
Nah, that's a. The AFL doesn't think of that. What are you talking about?
No, as in like the Swans.
She's going to play 150 anyway.
Yeah. But it's all obviously she has been so fantastic for us, and we hope she has a fantastic milestone game. And I'm very depressed that I will not be there for it. But I think one thing also coming into this game that I wanted to talk to you about is, do you think West Coast have a key forward? And because I don't know, I really don't know who Alice is going to play on.
At what, probably Painter or Dana Hooker, you'd think?
Well, because then I looked at Painter and she's not very tall.
And it's probably Dana Hooker, but she's not
No,
sort
none
of.
of them are particularly tall. So I was trying to figure out how we're going to
Who's kicked
structure up,
their
and I
goals this
couldn't
year?
see who Alice goes to. I think Ash Van Loon goes to Lucia Painter. That's my sort of guess coming into this game. But yeah, I just wasn't sure where Alice goes because Lucia makes sense. She has been one of their main goal kickers, and I think a lot of their goals have come from midfielders. If I'm could be wrong about that.
Yeah, They don't. Yeah, they don't really have it. It's fine. Alice Mitchell is very much a player who can just you just sit her in the goal
No,
square.
no,
She'll be
also,
fine.
yeah, it's fine. It's the first game where we've kind of come into and not had a direct Alice, this is your person. You're going to spend your whole day there. So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes on the replay. But there is another cool thing happening at Henson this week because it is membership appreciation round. Um, they are doing a Bunnings after party at Henson Park. I don't know if you saw this because Chloe's been posting about it. There's like a DJ and sausage sizzle and etc. after the game, and because this game's at 1 o'clock on a Saturday, it's the perfect place to be. And I, honestly, even if you can't go for the whole game, go for like halfway through and then stay for the
Get a
after
sausage
party.
roll.
Yeah, like it sounds amazing. I am very, very devastated that I will not be there. I'm of all the weekends for this wedding to be on, it has to be this weekend, but look, I love these two very much, so it's fine. But let's jump. I think that pretty much covers up the game. Alex, who are you inviting to the party?
I hadn't really thought about that. This is going to be one that's on the spot. Let's go TK with the tag on Ella
Nice. Yeah.
Roberts. Yeah, shut her down, TK. Shut her down. But yeah, pretend it's like a stop and go sign on a Thursday afternoon on Bondi Road. Just shut that shit down.
Yep. Very good. I'm gonna go with your girl, Montana Ham,
Ooh, yeah.
because I think she's gonna have the game she should have had against Carlton. Not that she had a bad game against Carlton, she was still the best on the ground, but the game that she could have had is what she's gonna have on the weekend, and it's gonna win us the game.
Yep.
Swannies by how far?
Swannies by 14 points, getting the job done. Nice and comfortable watch where we're sort of not really under siege, but it's just a comfortable win. And we're very happy about ourselves because then we can set ourselves up for finals. Because if we win these last two games, we will play finals.
Yep. I This is what I had going into this game. Sorry, into this recording. I don't actually know if I feel confident about it now, but I was going to go with 26 points.
Okay.
I know that's a big win, but I do think there's something about us being at home, something about a big crowd, something about being a must win that these girls
Yeah.
pull the lights out for. So
If we lose this game, so let me just change my ladder predictor around. If we lose this game,
we can't make finals.
we genuinely cannot make finals.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
So West Coast have back-to-back elimination finals basically. They win this, they lock themselves in. They lose, they have to beat Carlton.
Yeah, so it's two game like a lot of the games in this. I don't know how the AFL have managed to do it, but a lot of the games in this final 2 weeks have big finals implications.
But even
So
last week with Carlton as well.
yeah, Carlton, shit the
Carlton
bed.
St Kilda. Yeah. So yeah,
So
I've got the ladder predictor set. We've
okay.
got this.
Before we do our tipping, Alex, take it
Yeah.
away. Tell us how you think the season is going to unfold.
So the top eight has North Melbourne unbeaten as per usual, a
course.
shock to no
Yep.
one. Second, I got the Dees. Third,
Yep.
I have Brisbane. Hawthorn with a percentage of 99.4 in fourth, which just is tremendous.
Which I said
here.
to you would happen. I was like, they're going to finish in the top 4 with a percentage of less than 100.
Now, in fifth, I have the Adelaide Crom. So I have
Yep.
St Kilda in sixth. I have West Coast in seventh, and I have the Schwannies in eighth. Now, if Port Adelaide happen to knock off the Crows this week in the showdown, which is every chance given how well Port
Yeah.
Adelaide played last week, the Swans will then finish seventh and have to travel to Perth in the first week of the finals to play West Coast.
Alex, you coming to Perth with me?
No.
Ah!
First week of the finals. No, fuck no. That's Melbourne Cup week, Collie. You
Oh, yeah,
kidding?
of course it is.
Oh, I'm gonna die. But yeah, so yeah, and this like a few of these results, like obviously you've got Melbourne and Hawthorn, Melbourne and Brisbane playing this weekend. So you know top results hinge on that. Carlton play
Yeah.
the Giants, they should win that. North Melbourne will spank St Kilda this weekend. But then it's like next week on Friday night. If West Coast lose to the Swans, they play Carlton. The winner of that will play finals. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
And then you scroll down. We'll have if West Coast manage to beat Carlton and we lose to Essendon, we will miss finals. So we have to win these last two games to play.
If we
finals.
lose it to Essendon, I'm going to be so annoyed. That'll be the most frustrating loss. That will be
Yeah.
worse than when we lost to the Giants if we lose to Essendon.
Yeah. And we can somehow finish sixth and host a home final if the Dogs knock off St Kilda in the
Which
there is a
I
way-
could see happening. The
We can
Dogs have been
finish-
very good.
which means we have to play the Crows at Henson
I'd rather play the Crows at Henson than play the Crows at Unley.
or West Coast in Perth.
Yeah.
But that also depends. So hold on, if I have Adelaide win that, if Adelaide win that game, and then whoever they are, who did I have winning? I've just lost it. My page is just and then if that no, then we finish seventh. So if Adelaide win this week, the best we can finish is seventh.
Come on, pair. Come
Let's
on,
go.
pair. I was gonna go for you anyway
Let's go,
because
Ella
I don't like
Heads.
Adelaide. So
Let's
yeah,
go, Matilda Schultz. Let's go, all of them.
they got the
If
power to win, the power to move, the Port Adelaide aggression.
and if Freo can knock off Adelaide in the last round as well, if Adelaide lose one of their last two games, and we win both of them, we can finish sixth. So you know, we just
I
it's
wouldn't
just
mind playing Adelaide in first week of finals as well because we need nearly beat them. And
yeah,
Sophia should be back by then, is what the injury report's saying one more week.
yeah.
So
Yeah, so
hey,
no, that's we. It's basically win and you're in for the two finals. So that's all I need.
yeah, all right, let's do some
Yeah.
tipping.
All right, let's get through it. I need to get up the ESPN app because I've been doing this on the AFL website, and God bless them for having a ladder predictor. It's actually good, and I could do finals as well. Oh my God. Okay, can't get distracted. Alex, don't get distracted. Oh my God.
This is what Alex needed for the kind of week that he's having.
It's
He needs
really
something.
Friday night at Norwood Oval. I hate that this is at Norwood. Like this
Yeah, it
should
would have been
this,
much better at Alberton.
this would be much better at the Adelaide Oval.
Oh, well, yes, but the pitch is already in. The pitch is
Yeah.
already in, Alex.
Yeah, it's cricket season. Shut up,
Yeah.
Alex. Side note, if we win our first final with us finishing seventh, we'd play Hawthorn in the second week of finals. I'd back us to knock off Hawthorn. And that'd be in Melbourne.
I'll see you there.
Yeah, so that could work.
Yeah, I'll see you
Yeah,
there,
hold
faithful.
Probably guess who we'd have to play to prelim if that happens.
North, obviously. Look,
Yeah. Have you ever seen
I'm not expected to get to the grand final.
have you ever seen a child murdered? Yes, once. Anyway, Friday night, Norwood Oval, Adelaide against Port Adelaide. Port Adelaide beat Hawthorn
Port.
last week in what was the game of the season. I'm going to go
I'm going
Port as
Port.
well.
I
Port-
remember. I said last week that I thought Port were going to win this
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, and I tipped them as well last week. God bless them. The Schwannies beat West Coast. Essendon against Hawthorn. Hawthorn will find a way to win. It's at Windy Hill. It'll be 24-7.
This is kind of Derby-esque in my eyes. These two feel like rivals, so it'll be a good game regardless,
Yeah.
even if it is low scoring.
Fremantle take on a resurgent Richmond at Fremantle Oval. I think Freo.
Yeah, but I could see Richmond winning this still. I'm going to go Freo, but this could be closer than people are expecting.
Yeah, Brighton Homes Arena up in Brisbane, 7:15. Good game. Brisbane play Melbourne. This is a Channel 7 game.
Dees.
Yeah, what do I? Yeah, Dees. They were good. I think they've been the better of the teams.
I think Hodder will still be out.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Also, Lucy Wales had appendicitis, and now she's out for the rest of the season.
Yeah, that's why Matilda Schultz got off the chain on the weekend.
Yeah.
So the Hawks could genuinely slide and lose their last
Oh, yeah.
three. Man, imagine if they go out straight sets after last. Again, that'd be so funny.
They deserve it. They're not very good.
Yeah. Western Bulldogs and Geelong at Mars Stadium. I'm going the Dogs. They
Dogs.
smashed Gold Coast. How much will North Melbourne beat St Kilda by at South
This might be a
Carolina?
record breaker. Actually, no, St Kilda are decent.
I
But
still
it's
think
in
60.
it's in Tassie, so it's take that into consideration.
And Icon Park, Giants and Carlton. I don't care.
Yeah, Carlton.
I'm finding out where
Oh,
Bond
spoon ball!
Genuine Spoon Bowl at Bond University Field.
That's Mackay. Oh wait, no, they just played in Mackay. I don't know where Bond University Field is.
This is it's the Bond University Rugby Club, Gold Coast. It's on the Gold Coast.
Yeah,
Sure.
because they've already taken they're putting the pitch. Oh, they're doing something at People's First.
Whatever. Collingwood will win that game because Gold Coast are just dog shit.
Yeah.
They were so because they're Gold Coast. It falls under the radar how bad they've been this season. Who
Oh,
they
it's
beat?
been
Fuck did they beat? I tipped
God,
them
you'd
to
be
win.
embarrassed.
Was it the Giants? They beat the Giants. Yeah, they beat the Giants, and I
Yeah.
laughed at them. Ah, what a good time.
Yeah, look.
Hmm.
Then the Giants beat us, so
God,
though
funny.
the Giants were okay against Freo.
Yeah.
I
Anyway,
didn't watch much of it, but they were alright.
yeah, game wasn't
Oh,
terrible. We're
yeah.
done.
It's been a long week, faithful. Thank you for listening to this whole thing. I know it was a bit of a mess, but we tried to talk about, everything that's going on
And
in
I got
W.
to talk about Ella Roberts. It was great.
Yeah, so Alex is up and about again because he's realized that we can still make finals. I think he's kind of conceded that we couldn't, but I think we're still there. I think we're still going to get there. Get down to Henson Park this weekend if you can. Watch it on TV. If you can, just watch the game and enjoy the second last
Yeah.
week of games. So you only got 2 more weeks faithful to get yourself to a game. So if I think there's one of those games in there that was that sounded really good in Melbourne. So get down to that one if you are free on Saturday.
Yeah, what have we got in Melbourne? Northern. Oh, it's in Hobart. Oops.
No, that's yeah.
There is actually nothing good here in Melbourne this weekend.
Well,
You've got
if you're in Adelaide, go to the
Norwood.
showdown.
I'm not going to Windy Hill. It's Saturday. It's
Oh yeah, Windy Hill.
It's Cox Plate Day, so fuck that. Mars Stadium, North Hobart, Icon Park. Like, what a shit weekend.
Oh yeah, it's in Ballarat. That's the game I was thinking
Yeah.
of, the Dogs
Whereas-
Geelong game, but it's in Ballarat, so
Yeah,
never
and then
mind.
the following week it's like Kinetic Stadium. It's like, yeah, sick. And we're playing. Oh fuck, we're playing Coffs Harbour. Fuck.
Yeah,
There you go. No.
anyway, this has been True Bloods, number one independent Sydney Swans fan podcast. We're number one in the hearts, we're number one in the charts. We're speaking words of wisdom. Up the
The
buddy.
potty.